about to start. I don't think this Facebook Live is gonna work. I'm really trying it out, but the problem with it is it has a delay. So like when you have the radio show on, there's a delay, and then
yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna work. At least I tried. I tried to do Facebook Live. I don't know. Should we keep it going and see if we can do it?
Yeah, just go for it. I watch Facebook Live Facebook. I watch YouTube that goes live, and it's similar. They have radio shows that do the same thing, and there is a slight delay, but they can catch up with us. It's only a matter of like 3-5 seconds.
Mo, but see, the issue with the slight delay is for them to hear the show, I have to turn on my speaker. So they're listening to the show through our link. And so by the time you're talking and I have to unmute my speaker, then I'm back to talking. So they still haven't heard what you said. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's going to work. It's going to work.
Okay, what about the speaker?
The problem is we're not all in one place. That's the problem.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to stop the live sharing.
Oh, that was a good try.
I tried.
But yeah, you're right.
I tried.
Yeah, all the shows I've seen like that, they're in the same spot. Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Yeah,
well,
anyway, we can look into our listeners. Technology. Maybe one day we'll get it all down packed, but right now it's not happening.
We can look into technology anyway.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I didn't do my my normal greeting, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Conduct Radio. We are actually joined by everybody today. Nobody is late, Shar, and Kai is sick as usual. It's a good thing that we're having the show tonight, though, because I woke up this morning without a voice. So it's a really good thing that I had a whole day to rest my voice, even though I have a kid, and that didn't happen. And I have a voice tonight. So if y'all hear me quiet, or starting to lose energy, just kick me because I'm really trying to push through it here.
Okay, well, it sounds like Logic's under the weather, and the only reason I'm on time is because I'm home in bed today. So, and I'm not sick. I'm just being lazy. I didn't want to go to work.
Are you sick?
No, I just didn't feel like going to work. I had planned to not go. So I'm just chilling the entire day, and it almost feels crazy. It's like I almost feel guilty, like I should be doing something. But Logic, you sound sick. So what gives? I hear it in your voice. I hear something. He sounds like congested. So I hope it's not contagious.
I wish I could just sit home in the bed all day and be like, I'm just going to rest today. Screw this. Oh my God.
It's a beauty. Trust me, you gotta try it sometime.
Your kid is grown. Your kid is grown, so you have nothing to worry about in that department.
Right.
Look, I have a 10-year-old, so even if I'm sick, I hear, "Mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy, when are you gonna make me food? Mommy, I'm tired. Mommy, I'm bored. Oh my God, I'm sick. Leave me alone."
No, it's called Give Her Some Pop-Tarts and a coloring book. Okay, that's what I promise you that's what I did when my son was like that age.
This is not 1980, baby. This is not 1980. Pop-Tarts and a coloring book will not work. It'll work till the end of the Pop-Tart, and my daughter will probably look at me crazy like coloring book. I'm 10. She always reminds me that she doesn't, like, her toys are too young for her. Like, I don't have anything to play with. Everything is baby toys. What do you play with at 10? I don't know. Good God.
Wow. Yeah, what do they play with at 10? Oh, my God. Well, they have
your kid sounds irritating.
Shut up. Leave my child alone.
I sound like me complaining when they're sick, complaining when they're okay. Good Lord, shut up.
Okay, here's the thing. Logic, what should she be entertained with? I thought the kids mostly had cell phones that have games on them or safe social media for kids.
I do not like my child. I don't like my child on cell phones and stuff. I mean, she has my own old cell phone. It's not like live, so she could play games on it. But for the most time, I'm yelling at her to get off the electronics. So.
Oh well.
She reads a lot, and she'll play with Play-Doh. I bought her. I forgot what kind of stand it is. Play-Doh, yes. I bought her this kinetic sand, so she plays with that. And I just bought her a remote control car, so that's still new. So she'll be playing with it for like the next week till she gets bored.
Oh wow.
DJ, you know how kids are. They'll start playing with something that they have, like that's new, and then after a while they're like, screw this, I'm over it.
See,
I have nothing to play with.
That's why I don't have kids. I spend my money on me because I know I'm going to like exactly what I buy, and it's not going to go to waste.
Shut up. I should go back and tell my old self that, huh?
Oh, my God.
Listen, I don't know what you were thinking, but me, it feels good to spend my checks on me and not have to worry about anybody else not liking what I bought them.
No, you know what?
Gift cards.
Gift cards, that's a shot.
It is difficult having a kid. People try and say, like, that's the best gift in the world and all that other crap. I don't agree. However, that being said, I really, really, I love my daughter. Don't get me wrong. For me to have to go back in time to not have children, it would have to be the stipulation that I even forgot I had a kid. Like, I would not, you can't take my child away from me. That would drive me insane.
Well, here's my question, though, honestly. What is the, like, what, I don't want to say what's the point, but what is the payoff? Because if you think about it, most people, they either have a kid that's an asshole that grows up to be an asshole, or they have a kid that's just marginal, just another ditch digger, or bus driver, or somebody works at Walmart.
I mean, that's how you raise your kids. If you raise your kids to be,
it's how you raise them.
No, but no, that's not fair because most
There's
people.
There's nothing wrong with a ditch digger.
Shut up.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Would you marry your kids?
That's what they want to do.
That's
what they want to do. You love them anyway. Who cares if that's what they want to do?
Would you marry a ditch digger? You're a damn lie.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, I failed as a parent. Are you serious? Are you crazy?
If he treated me well enough and digging those ditches, and he treated me well with respect.
Get out of here with that. Nobody would hear that.
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's not really about that. But what if he's a good person that you raised? What if you raised this person to be good and kind and have great morals? So everybody doesn't have to be successful to say you've raised a great child.
Look,
you know
I'm going to need a shovel in a minute.
Strive for.
As long as he's not a woman beater or a child rapist, if he's not a woman beater or a pedophile, then who cares? Or child rapist or something. I mean, you don't have to put so much stress and merit on when you raise a human being. You do everything that's in your best power to make that person as great as they can possibly be. Everyone has their own mind at the end of the day. Let them be them.
Okay, their mind. You have to mold their mind when they was kids, right? They don't grow up and have they don't be born with a mind they can just think. Okay, you have to read that mind, right? So don't give me that. Is it their own mind? No, we put in their minds when they're kids, so they have what we taught them. And then when they get to a certain age, they have accountability. They do meet their friends. They do what they want to do, which is sometimes right and wrong. They know the difference. So don't give me that. Oh, they have their own mind when they was. No, don't do that. That's crazy. No.
That's a lazy parent. That's who says that.
Yes,
lazy
parent.
No, that's not true. That's not. I'm sorry, DJ. I hardly ever disagree with BJ. I hardly ever disagree with you. Because you don't talk half as much as most of us on here. But when you say something, I usually do agree with you. But that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense because you have do you know that the average human being, according to scientists, by the time they're age 4, their personality is exactly their personality. Did you know whatever your child's personality is at 4 is their personality? Yeah, everybody. Because
Everybody
when I'm talking,
should.
it matters.
Gosh. Shut up. Logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, logic.
Who do you agree with? So you'll be the tiebreaker.
Well, I first want to say, scientifically speaking, Char's full of shit because she wouldn't talk to anybody. She would not talk to a guy that digs ditches for a living. That wouldn't happen. Okay? Second of all, my question is, of all of the strife and sleepless nights that you go through, putting all of this effort and energy and money and time, granted if you're a good parent, what is the payoff if half the time, I will say more than half of the time, 3/4 of the time, they just end up being just regular people? Well, like, what did that actually give you for putting all that time in?
If you raise
Wait a minute,
your
wait.
kids,
Let me put this end on it. The reason I say this is because I was thinking about somebody I knew years ago. This girl, her father was an engineer and her mother was a doctor. You know what she ended up being?
What?
A drunk. She just drinks, goes to bars, get high, and gets.
But to be fair, did her parents give her everything and never pushed her?
Yes, she's
Then
one of the
that's
few
why.
black.
It's like
No.
It's what you put into your kids. That's what you get out of it.
They tried to raise her right. They gave her responsibility. They didn't just give her things, but they also tried to make sure she had a broad horizon. She was one of the few black people I knew that rode horses when they were young. So they really tried to, give her a full spectrum of the world is yours. You can do anything.
Well, I need to pull back on my daughter then. I need to stop doing stuff with her.
Because she made choices in her life. So she made the wrong choices in her life. And the people
and listen, and although they would never say it, I know her parents are disappointed. So my thing is,
of course.
What is the point? All that time and effort and money. Why?
Well, I mean, again, it depends on how you raise your child and what that child turns out to be. I mean, you have somebody to take care of you in your old age.
Really? How many people do you know right now that has their old mother or father living with them and they're taking care of them?
I know a few.
Yeah, I know a few. I only know one. I only know one set of people who put their parents in nursing homes. I only know one.
I don't know none of them.
Okay, if you would ask how many black people I know, I would say maybe none. But if you ask me how many white or Mexican people I know that take in their family and they can live with them and it's not a problem.
No.
Because when a black, now listen, I don't feel like we do that. I feel like we just oh well.
Because people in the islands and people in Africa definitely take care of their parents. Now, I'm not saying 100% of them, but they definitely take care of their parents. Now, if you're trying to say black Americans, you need to go to Logic for that. I'm pretty sure Logic is going to disagree with you.
Okay, well, you know what? Okay, how about in the United States? In the United States,
only that.
I don't believe it's as much of our culture as it would be for people that live outside the United States.
Wait, listen. It's not a cultural thing. Understand also that a lot of people don't do that because they don't have the money for that option. So they have to end up just taking care of them because they can't afford to send them off to Shady Acres or something like that. But if they could afford it, there's a lot of people that would not be dealing with old people if they didn't have to. So there is no predisposed black gallantry going on. They just don't have an option half the times, or they're living in grandma's house. So what are they going to do? Kick her out? They have to kind of take care of her until she dies, and then they inherit the house. That's usually what happens. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
No,
telling
Is
you.
that a going thing?
No.
that.
But don't you see that a lot of foreigners that live in the United States naturally have second, third generation living with them? It's a natural thing. Mama's there to watch the kids. Grandma's there to watch the kids. Grandma's there because we love her. She's not going anywhere. Where's she going? It's natural and automatic that she stays within the same household.
Sometimes,
we take in grandmother. One of the siblings takes in grandma or grandpa.
No, listen to me.
It's not even a discussion.
That's sometimes, okay? Because again, if you're talking about old country, me and Kai lived overseas at some point or another like that. And overseas, you'll see a lot of that, but that's because they didn't have Shady Acres. You know, there wasn't a thing like that. A lot of places in Europe don't have old folks' homes. So, like if you go to Italy and Tuscany and all that, they have the old people in the house because there is no option for that. Well, at least not back in the day. It might be now. But that culturally wasn't what they did in Europe. Because that
But Logic, I
wasn't a
said in
thing that
America. I said foreigners in America, Logic. And I think culturally it was just something that was done from the old world into the new world here.
The point that I was getting to is those foreigners are coming from somewhere else. So they're just going to do what they're used to doing until they've been here for a few generations, and then that's when the attitude starts to change. You know, as I was saying about Italians, if you go to Italy, most of the older generation, they do live in the house. They take care of them because that's traditionally what they've always done. However, here you'll find some 5th and 6th generation Italians here that has the old people up in the old folks' home because they don't feel like dealing with it. Go to Jersey. It's plenty of Italian last names in those old folks' homes. You know what I mean? It just changes.
Yeah. Anyways, to answer your question, I don't know what the benefit of having a kid is.
Damn.
I don't think it is.
But you wouldn't live without her. But you wouldn't live without her, as we said, unless your memory was wiped out.
No, I sure wouldn't. Once she's here, you know you're responsible for this person. Like they didn't ask to be here. You know what I'm saying? But to find what's the benefit? I mean, I don't know. Outside of religiously, but even that is, how does the kid mature when he or she is older? Like, are they going to help you religiously? Are they going to help you financially? Are they going to help you in any form or fashion? If not, then I don't have an answer to that question. And you don't know that until the kid is grown. So.
Yep, till they fully grown and out of town.
Yeah, it's almost like a long con. You know, like you're pulling a con game on yourself, and you don't know if it's going to pay off until way down the line. Like, oh, did I do it? Oh, crap!
Yeah, you hope. But yeah, that's true. That's true. What you hope. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah. But Logic, now you have to eventually have a child now. You have to eventually have a child now because you're curious.
Logic? No, Logic ain't curious, and Logic ain't having no kids. I can tell you that right now.
Never say never.
Logic could slip, and that bad boy could break. So it happens. A lot of pregnancies are unplanned. A lot of children are unplanned.
We are in the 21st century. If I trip, that means somebody has rigged the game. Like, it has to be to the point where my drink got drugged, and I was pushed down a flight of stairs while somebody splashed bleach in my eyes. And, it would have to be so many extenuating circumstances to get me to trip, because on the best of days, I'm not slipping.
No, I just said there could be a hole in the rubber. You didn't hear what I said. I said slipped. I didn't say trip.
Okay, but you're saying hole in the rubber, so that would assume that I'm either A, I'm using someone else's, or B, they have access to mine. Not happening. That is young bull moves there. What?
What if you have your own? And factory-wise, it just wasn't made right. I mean,
why do you want to know where my drawer is with my stuff? Well, I just want to get your shoes on and get out. You have to make fun. I'm suspicious.
Okay, you do know those things do break as well as they're made and manufactured. They do break. They're not totally.
If you're talking about the ones that are manufactured in Taiwan, yeah, they do. But the American-made homegrown ones,
I'm not talking about sheepskin,
happening.
Logic. Nobody uses sheepskin.
Listen, I don't know what brand you're using that's just popping. All these people, listen, all these girls that I hear talking about, oh, well, you know, it ain't 100%. Unless you were using Russian condoms. I don't know how that's happening because they have quality control checks here for every manufacturer that I use. You know what I'm saying? So, come on. There's no excuse. None.
But I agree with Shar. That's why they have 99.99%. That means that 0.001% you can't sue them on.
That's crazy.
It's just like a vasectomy. They don't tell you a vasectomy works 100% of the time. They tell you also 99.99%.
I ain't doing that.
Listen.
Why? What's wrong with that?
But again, if you're getting with somebody that has a goal in life and they have something that they're trying to achieve, you know that cuts down on the prospects of problems. But if you're dealing with somebody whose only dream, and I've heard this before, I just always wanted to be a mother. Okay, so for your dreams to happen, all a dude has to do is bang you and dump, and all of your dreams would have come true in life. That's it. No, I'm sorry, you're too far down on the food chain for me to mess with. You can't do it. Kick rocks.
So, Shar, one of our listeners is already messaging in, and they said you're crazy. Just want to let you know.
In what way?
That's what
our listeners. In what way? What are we talking about?
I don't know.
What are we talking about?
That's all I see.
What, regarding children or regarding what? Because we just had a conversation on children. And are you the condom breaking? Is that it?
I'm guessing it came from the what was it? What did you say? You would marry a ditch digger? I'm guessing. I think.
No, I didn't. No, I never. Yeah. What I said was, if someone raises a child, they do their best to instill the most positive morals and integrity into that child, and they choose or just so happen to be a ditch digger. If they're not beating the crap out of you and they really show you love, respect, and sincerity, that outweighs any amount of money in the world. Because a lot of men that have money don't treat you right.
Bullshit.
It's just that simple.
Oh man. Sorry. I'm so sick.
Yeah.
I'm so sick.
Well, no, it's not just me statistically. And just like a lot of ugly guys will treat you better than the ones that think they're so fine and look better than you.
Well, then why is there so many ugly things
Warning!
out here?
Warning! Bullshitter alert! Bullshitter alert! Warning! Warning!
I don't care, for real. It's true. What? But my whole point of the ditch digger was, don't put that man down that was a child at one point, when they could be a very, very good person that was raised right, and they just so happened to go in the direction of, okay, I wouldn't even say you're not successful. What's success to everyone? Success is not the same to everyone. If that person is happy, peaceful with themselves, they're spiritually balanced, they're balanced mentally, they're not crazy, they're happy with their life, and they just so happen to have a very low income job, then it doesn't mean they're not an amazing person to them. It doesn't matter. Who are we to judge that? Really?
Well, that means we got to cut Shar's bullshit short because we have our guest, Jenna, with heads cocked on the line right now. Thank you, Jenna, for saving us from Shar's crap.
Hello.
How you doing tonight, Jenna?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're good.
Great.
So before we begin, this is Jenna on the phone with a business Heads Cocked. She's actually going to give us a lesson on how to please our man tonight. So anybody could actually ask questions, whether it's men wondering how to get your girl to do that thing with her tongue, or women trying to figure out how to even do it in the first place. You can call in
how to get her to do it. You just
can we just segue to a head cock something?
Or
what?
Get out.
And ask her.
Did we just segue to a porn show? I heard head cock. Jenna with head cock. That's all I heard. Head cock. Right in What?
All right. All right. So if you have any questions for Jenna, you can call in at 607-203-5378. That's 607-203-5378. Jenna, before we begin, though, see if you can answer this question because none of us has a viable answer, and Char's full of shit. So the question that Logic had was, he doesn't have any kids, by the way. The question was, what is the point in having kids? Like, what do you get out of having children?
Oh, wow. That's a question. I think it's a little different for each individual person. Some people will find it fulfilling to say, hey, if they're grown adult, I did that. Some people just feel that need to reproduce because they think that's what they're supposed to do. So I think it's a pretty broad question. Yeah.
So it just depends on the individual.
Yeah. I don't think there's one correct answer to that question. Yeah.
So really, having kids is just a selfish decision then?
It can be. Like I said, some people feel that it's their duty to reproduce because they can, they should. So yeah, sometimes it's a duty. Sometimes, but yeah, selfish covers it. I did it for selfish reasons.
Okay. All right. So Jenna, you said you were bringing someone else on the line also?
Yes, actually, I'm bringing my stud in on this conversation to help answer some questions from a male perspective. He's my stud. We do a live demonstration at all of our classes. So I thought it appropriate to involve him on this conversation. So
I don't know. I think my mind is blown right now. I have a question.
Yeah,
you said you do live demonstrations. So, okay, explain that. Explain that.
Okay. Yeah, that can easily be misconstrued. My live demonstration is I have an individual that I use all the time. He, like I said, quote unquote, my stud. And it's just him. I'm never involved with anybody that will attend classes in the couples portion or anything like that. Nobody is involved directly with him. But when I do a live demonstration with each class, it's to be able to show a technique, to be able to show beginning to end what it could look like for any woman that's trying to please her man. So it's a question.
Yet another thing you can experience when you have kids.
I don't know.
Yes, you can. What?
So
I'm
BJ,
just saying,
you have
it's not like you go to have kids
experience that with
upstairs
kids?
having a party like that.
Oh, yeah, like that.
Well, okay. Well, there's a difference between, you being the couple at home doing this or me being the person at home having this class. So if you're saying from an adult standpoint, that's hard to do for you at home as a man, or are you saying that that's hard to do for me as an individual having kids? I'm trying to understand the question.
No, I'm speaking specifically about the gathering. You know what I mean? You can't, people that have kids are not pretty much not going to be doing that kind of stuff.
Well,
going through those kind of.
Don't turn clients away from Jenna. That's not true because you can get a babysitter.
Who's
or on the time
listen, hold on, wait. No one's turning anybody away from anything.
You're acting like people with kids, their life is over. They can still have fun. Get a babysitter. Or the days where your kids go to a overnight birthday party, that's when you plan it. You can still have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a question for Char. Char doesn't like giving head. How do we get her to do that for her man?
Wait, what?
See, this is
Hold on.
I never said that. I have no. In what radio show segment did I say that?
I'm totally lying.
I'm totally
lying. It's not for Char. It's just a question in general.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Thank you, because Char is very good at that. I should be giving classes, but I'll let the expert I'll let the expert take over from here.
I'm pretty sure Jenna could give you tips that you would have never even known. But
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But humor me. Go ahead, Jenna.
I want to.
Well, let me start by saying this. That most of the women that need to take my classes are the women that don't think they need them. So
that still wouldn't be me. Still wouldn't be me. So one of my best friends is a dominatrix, and she has some exceptional clients. So she's my best friend for like 10 years. And believe me when I say I understand the life, and I know what all it entails. And this is nothing that I'm a stranger to. No, not at all.
Jenna,
when you say the life, what do you mean by saying the life? I'm saying the life.
Well, what would you just describe to be your craft, profession, or practice is very much like here in Las Vegas. It's the capital of that choice of that. Okay. For example, when someone asks you, could you have a child? When someone asks you, how can you have a child? Excuse me, I'm talking. When someone asks if you can have a child and still be in that life, so to speak, and you say, well, yes, of course I can. Well, you know what? I mean, you're not dead. You know, you have a child. You're not dead. But when you say Las Vegas, I'm going back to something. It is still a lifestyle choice. So when you said it is a lifestyle, that's why you said you asked her herself. You asked her.
Okay.
You asked her, well, how can you have a child? How can you have a child when you're making those choices, or when you have these sessions, or when you have these shows, or what have you?
Right, Shar.
And so all I was saying was, of course you can. It's a separation of the two.
Right. Let's look at it like this. There's a lot of professions out there, a lot of professions that adults work that they don't bring home to their families. Mine's no different. If you think of people that work in law enforcement, the things that they can't bring home and talk about, those that work in the medical field, all the gory aspects of that. There's a lot of professions out there, just for a few examples, that you just don't bring home to your family.
Right. Okay.
My educational class is no different. There's just things that you don't necessarily bring home. You don't have to discuss with your children. If you were to ask my children, they'd say, "Oh, my mom is a life coach," for instance. So
which is technically true.
It's a simple matter of absolutely. So it's just a matter of how you package, or present what it is that you do for a living. So I think any parent can have to explain that in a various different ways depending on what they do. Mine's no different than that. So.
Okay, so our listeners are texting in for the tips. Shar, I'm getting overwhelming responses for you to shut up so they can hear their tips. And Jenna, you're getting good responses. They like how you flow in with our show. And I forgot to mention, if you're shy, which most of our listeners are, you can text your question at 484-840-3627. That's 484-840-3627. However, since we actually have the expert on the line, I suggest you call in, 607-203-5378. All right, so the first question I got, which was, I just put Shar's name in there, but whatever. If you don't like doing it, how can you, I guess, get used to doing it to please your man?
Okay, so if you already know it's not something, or you think that it's not something for you, that you don't think you can get into it, try and wrap your head around it from a different perspective. If you're trying to please him, if you're in this for making him happy, or getting his attention, whatever you're in it for, look at it from that perspective. You can try adding different flavored lubes. You can do a lot of, all right, let me back up a little bit. First, make sure that you know why you're wanting to go down on your man. If you know you don't like it, but you want to do it, you're obviously trying to do it to please him. So now that we've established the fact that you want to make him happy and this is what you want to do for him, now let's address how can you make it more pleasurable for you. So if you want to now go in, there's flavored lubes. For instance, my favorite is by Joe. It's a gelato creme brulee. A little goes a long way. It's like an ice cream cone, if you will, and calorie free. So
wow,
you can you add that and you go to it. So in that regard, it's just you make it pleasurable to you, and in whatever way makes it more pleasing for you. Because a bad blowjob is a good blowjob for him. So, a blowjob is a blowjob. But if you want to involve, incorporate your pleasure, you have flavored lubes. You have toys. There's the We Vibe that is actually for couple use. Incorporate that. There's just so many things that you can do. So just because you think that it's not something that's going to be pleasurable to you doesn't mean that it has to be. So, yeah.
Okay, I have a message that came in. Can you repeat the name of the lube?
Oh, yes. It's by Joe, J-O, System Joe. And the one that I mentioned happens to be on his gelato line, creme brulee. But if you go to systemjoe.com, you'll find his whole line. It's amazing. I highly recommend it.
Okay, so any one of our listeners, please text me that because I'm in the middle of taking texts and everything, and I don't have time to write that down, and I want to try it. Not that I do that kind of stuff, Mom, if you're listening. Yeah.
You should have signed a waiver to listen to the show, your mother.
Okay, I do have a couple. One person, they're saying their question is a bit graphic. If your question is a bit graphic, just go ahead and ask it.
Yeah.
Clean it up as much as I can. So just go ahead and ask it, and I'll clean it up as much as I can. So from a guy, how should he, and I guess you answered that with the lube, but I was going to say, how should he get his girl into liking doing it?
Okay. So, yeah, the lube is the best way to start because for women, a lot of it has to do with, you know, the physical, the oral. So, yeah, my recommendation would be the lube. Also, toys. Women love external stimulation. Most women love external stimulation. So if you want to incorporate a toy to make her have the same sensations and the essence that you're having, even better. So, yeah, so if she gets to be involved at the same time, that can help bridge that gap.
Okay, so 2 graphic questions came in.
That was
there's no way to clean this one up. So the first one is, how do you get someone to get in the habit of giving deep throat? I don't know how to clean that up. So yeah.
Okay, so getting in the habit, well, first there has to be the physical ability, and it comes with practice. Some women don't have any kind of gag reflex whatsoever, and I envy them because it's just easy, it's natural. But if you're not that person, it's just a matter of practice. One of the things that you can do to help with the physical aspect is lay on the bed on your back and let your head hang over the side of the bed ever so slightly. And if you think about that position, it elongates the throat. So it's a lot more natural to try to get more depth by doing it that way. So if deep throating is what you're seeking, then that's the best way to do it. And just know that it comes in stages. A little goes a long way. So give it one time, get a little bit further the next time, but make sure that you have to keep her wanting to be involved. So you can't go too fast, too hard, or too much for her. Just let her go step by step. Yeah.
Mom or aunties, if you're listening, please hang up, please now, because I can't take you listening to this. So the next question is, so how would I clean this up? What if the man wants to finish in your mouth?
Okay, well, there's 2 ways they can do that, actually. In your mouth, on your tongue, or down your throat. So it's all a matter of preference to both him and her. Yeah, so to be honest with you, my very first time, I was really worried about it was mind over matter for me. So it's like, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go big or go home. So I went for the throat. and
go big, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Go big.
It was great.
I know.
Okay.
Policy, go big or go home.
But follow-up question, what if their end result grosses you out?
Eat more food.
Is it what?
What if their end result grosses you out?
Okay. Well, there's the best way to handle that is if you feel like you are struggling with the whole swallow process. There's a very polite way to very femininely discard. So, like either a bedside tissue or a towel. I mean, that's an option. It's not a recommended option because that's not usually what guys are after for an end result. But there's a big key factor here that plays into this. A lot of women can actually adjust the flavor of semen for their guy.
How?
Granola. granola is a big game changer. And pineapple. That's another one. Yeah. So if you want to add that to your man's breakfast, you're gonna see it's sweet. It's enticing. You'll find that you'll eventually crave it. It's insane. Try it. Yeah.
So I'm writing
Jenna,
my
don't
grocery
forget
list
that
right now.
Jenna, don't forget the fresh fruit. Lots and lots of fruit. Don't forget that one.
Yeah, the pineapple.
Yeah, that's true.
Pineapple is one of the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm writing my grocery list right now. So pineapple.
Do it. Yes.
All right. So
blueberries is another one. Yeah.
All right. We have a ton of questions, but I want to go to our host real quick. Do y'all have any questions?
No, not me.
Logic, you're uncharacteristically quiet. You have no questions?
It's not a concern of mine, so no.
Logic is like my girls already know what to do.
Let me say this though. I mean, it's very interesting, but no, I don't. You either take it or like it, or pack your bags. I don't.
Are you serious? If a girl doesn't want to do that, you would not be with her?
It's not an option, not for me. I mean, you're talking about peanut butter and no jelly? No.
And wait, wasn't there somebody that was wondering why my classes were necessary? See, that's why. Men need it, and some women just don't know how to do it. That's why I'm here. To show them what's up.
Yeah, if a guy loves a girl, if I love somebody and she was just bad at it, yeah, definitely I would, steer her in that direction. Like, hey, talk to this girl. She'll tell you how to. But no, not an option? No. Sorry,
So all the Logic lovers out there, all his fans, and especially Miss Logic Lover herself, you need to call Jenna with head top. Because if you even want a chance with Logic, you need to know what you're doing. So that's head cocked. Just go to her Facebook page.
Logic, have you ever had to force feed a girl because, it turns you on to, force her to just take it? And have you had a girl who actually enjoyed? Yeah, no. It's a fetish. It's a fetish for some people. I'm just curious.
Force feed.
Yeah.
Oh, fetishes are huge. Yeah.
I don't put my business out there like that, but
it's too late. Trust me, we're in it.
It's not too many things that I haven't tried, so I've been down there before.
Question for Nerdy Kai. Jenna, can you explain to me what force feeding is? What the hell is she talking about?
Force feeding. That's when he takes control of your head, the depth in which you go down with his hands. And just for all your listeners out there, guys, tread carefully when doing that. Make sure that you know that that's going to be welcomed if you do that. Just FYI.
Or they may get bit. They may get bit in the process if she's not down for that kind of play.
Good God.
Yeah.
So Jenna, I want to ask your co-host on your side. Is that a deal breaker if a girl doesn't want to do that for you? Is that a deal breaker of you being with her?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these days, a girl who doesn't get head, it's like having a VCR. I didn't even think they made those things anymore. So when you run across a girl that doesn't want to give head,
I forgot he was there. Hi, sorry.
Hey, how are you? Yeah, but what's so funny about a lot of women when they hear that, hey, from their guy especially, because we get women of all sorts in these classes, when they hear, my husband sent me this blowjob class, some women are totally taken aback by that, as though it was something to take offense to. And often, the way I try to explain it to the guys at work is that I say, these classes are like cooking classes. Even if your wife is a professional chef, even if she has her own restaurant, she could go to a cooking class and learn amazing things. Perhaps there's something in the kitchen that she doesn't do well. In this case, it would be a blowjob for Jenna's class. And then she wants to go and learn and be an expert at that. Or there's some women that don't know how to boil an egg. Those women also need cooking classes. They just have them for the entirely different reasons. So there's this weird stigma when women hear that, I don't need to take a blowjob class. I know how to give head. Well, that certainly may be true. Maybe you've never gotten a complaint from anybody because maybe a guy's never wanted to say, hey, you give weak head when you had this dick in your mouth. But, don't do that. but the point is that everyone, and even Jenna will admit that she learns something new all the time, and she gives head a lot, and she's still learning. So if even somebody that does this for a living can still learn, there's certainly women who can learn regardless of their confidence in themselves or regardless of how pleased their guy is with them. I'm sure every guy loves getting a blowjob from his girl, but I'm sure he would also say, you know what, if this could be better, I certainly wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't turn it away.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
Well, Jenna,
okay, so
Jenna,
I go
to the rest of the questions. Hold on, Shar. Jenna, before I go to the rest of the questions, where are you located? Like, I'm in PA, so I'm in Pennsylvania, in the Philly area. Do you
we're
do
currently
any?
Based out of Monterey. We're based out of Monterey, California, but we have traveled for some classes. We just kind of deal with that on a case-by-case basis. Yeah, but currently we're in Monterey, California.
Okay, so a question just came in. Do you do like Skype, which is what I was going to ask. Do you do like Skype classes or anything like that?
Hey, that's a great idea.
We have not yet, but we're not closed to the idea. No, not at all. Because I mean, we're such a high-tech society nowadays. I mean, why not?
Yeah, because I would like to get those classes or at least see the class being given. That'd be interesting.
Right. Yeah.
And Shar, since she thinks she doesn't need it, she definitely needs it, as you already pointed out.
No. Actually, and no one is beyond learning something new or different. But Jenna, actually, I wanted to share a fun tip that may be something that even your fans might might find to be fun. What is our other guest's name? I'm sorry, the male that was on the line that helped us out with that.
Oh, that's Frank. Frank.
Hi, Frank. So Frank, this is for you and Jenna. What do you guys think about this? If your fans are listening, so recently I got real creative for people that can't afford that wonderful gelatin or gelato type of texture type of lube you were talking about, which I hope they can, my God. But when you can't, here's an idea that was my own creative idea. So what you do is you make a homemade meringue, and the only thing you need are egg whites and sugar. And you actually beat it up into your bowl, and then you can add your own creative flavorings like honey or chocolate. And meringue has a wonderful fluffy like texture, like heaven, and it's really sweet and light, and it's a great concept. How does that sound to you? I tried that recently. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe some other people doing it, but.
We've been kind of spoiled because the great folks over there at System Joe have taken care of us. They take a lot of our classes. They love the work that we do, so they often send out all sorts of goodies. And the things that are most appealing for me as the guy receiving this and having it put on me is that it's water based, so it can be used with condoms in case you have some social fun on the weekends as well. But it's also there's no sugars in it, so it doesn't get sticky afterwards. And that's the problem with a lot of lubes is that tackiness, and where after you're done using it, all of a sudden now you either have to go get a wet towel or you got to stop the momentum of the fun that's taking place in order to take care of this goop that you have on you. But
and it doesn't dry out dissipate as quickly.
But this stuff's amazing. I mean, you can use it for a hand job, you can use it to flavor a blow job, you can use it for anything. Anything like that. I mean,
the thing about the meringue though that I did notice that thank God it doesn't get sticky. It kind of evaporates because it's very light, and you can have fun creating the process. Like making it together can even be an intimate moment. So anyway, it's just something to problem. Yeah.
That's actually I like that concept. Yeah.
Are you guys putting a link on our site though for the different flavorings that you talked about?
Jenna actually shared the link with me, so I'm going to be putting it on our No Conduct Radio Facebook page in a minute.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Also, I was going to say I'm a chocolate. I have a chocolate addiction. I know I have a problem. I need to talk to somebody about it, but I tried it with Nutella, and it was really messy. It was really messy.
Damn.
Okay. Well,
it was good. I like chocolate. It was good, but it was just extremely, extremely messy. So I'm just saying.
Well, and you have to be careful too, because a little not so fun fact is the oils from that. If they end up internal in any way, shape, or form, you could end up with a doctor visit. So that's the only thing you have to be careful of. Whether it be for her or for him. Either way. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Basically, if you go from the top to the bottom, you got to be careful with that. Got you.
Why? Yeah. What did I miss?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Char. We'll explain it to you later, baby. It's okay. We'll explain it to you later.
Ladies, if you're interested, for those chocolate lovers, Joe also makes a chocolate and a tiramisu in addition. I know creme brulee is Jenna's favorite, but they make 2 other flavors that are chocolate-based as well, tiramisu and regular chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If we must have chocolate, right? Okay, Kyle, you got that. If you must have chocolate,
no more Nutella. I'm not the only chocolate addict out there, so.
No, you're not. You're not.
So that actually leads me into another, not the chocolate, but how you were talking about you can get, possibly an infection or something. Somebody messaged in and asked, does deep throat give you a throat infection?
Nope, none whatsoever. There are too many benefits of semen that I couldn't even begin to go into all of them, to be honest. But
can you list a couple?
So long as he's the health benefits? Yeah, it fights depression. It's good for your skin. It's good for your hair. It's kind of like biotin, if you will. But yeah, it's amazing. But one of the biggest impacts for you mentally and emotionally is the fact that it's antidepressant. Yeah, a very popular antidepressant.
You hear that, lady?
And do you know that there's celebrities? Yeah, there's celebrities that are paying hundreds of dollars per ounce to be able to get your semen to rub on their face. I kid you not. I kid you not.
No, sorry, that has to be my guy.
Wouldn't that be easier? But isn't that available for free pretty much at any corner, any house? You could just knock on the door randomly blindfolded. Hey, do you want to donate this cup here? Thank you. You've got plenty of it. You'll make more.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of like food for me. I like to know where it comes from.
Right? I need to know if mine is organic. I'm sorry.
Not going to do it.
There's that. But yeah, so there's a lot of help. Yeah. A lot of women don't realize that it's too easy to benefit sexually for yourself when you go down on your guy. Yeah, so, and that's a whole other conversation, but true fact, yeah.
Well, let me see. I was going to ask Frank a question, but that statement actually segued. Can you hear me? Hello?
Frank, are you there? Frank? Jenna? Did they both drop?
I think they both dropped.
No, Jenna dropped. There they are.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say I still see them on. Because I was going to say I had a question for Frank, but with the comment Jenna made, I actually had a question for Jenna. So somebody wanted to know if they could, like a woman wanted to know if she can climax from doing that. And then
why not?
Well, I'm waiting for Jenna to come back on. And then the other question. There they are.
Okay. Uh-oh, radio silent.
There she is. Jenna, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you back.
We have a question
okay, so
for you.
I actually had a question for Frank, but based on your statement, I'm going to go into this question that had segued into the statement because you were saying it's a benefit for women. So the question that I had that segued into that, it was, can a woman climax from giving head?
Yes, and yes. 100% yes. Yes, absolutely. Every time if you want to. Yeah.
Has that happened to you before?
Every time. Now, it's
really?
Practice makes perfect. But yeah, it's not just a game, it's also a physical game, yeah.
Now,
it's too easy to not to, yeah.
How can
a woman, if you like the person, if you like that guy.
How can a woman get to that area, climax, if she's just giving head? Like, does she have to mess with herself also, or is it just from the aspect of the what do I want to say? If it's just from giving head itself.
Okay. If it doesn't happen the first, it's going to be your mental game, and you're like, oh, it's awesome, and boom, there it is. It's not like that. It does start small. Start with incorporating toys, or take his free hand and let him just, go to it. But there has to be, most of the time, there has to be the physical contact first.
But in time, it does become a mental game. For me, when he gets hot and bothered and he's turned on and I can start to feel him tense up and I can hear him moan and feel good, that's mental for me. So if he were just kind of reach his hand around and ring my button, I'm done. So there's that, but the mental side comes with practice. So the more I feel that he's getting excited and what I'm doing is beneficial to him, it's inviting from him and he is enjoying it, then that will set me right over the top. Yeah.
Interesting. So, Shar, have you ever come from it?
Absolutely.
How did I know she was going to say yes?
It's very stimulating. Particularly, I'm a visually stimulated person, and most of us are. But if you really, really, really have feelings for that guy, that's an easier way to do it. Or if you're just demonic and sadistic, you can just do it from some random guy, and you can just, release and be all excited. But for me, it has a lot to do with like the emotional part of it, of the fact that it's like a control thing. It's like the man is in control. It's dominant. It's a dominant, and I'm more of a submissive, so for me, that makes it easier to be, to just be, so like, whoa, wow, amazing. Yeah, it makes me more into it because I am a submissive, and that's one of those intimate things where that person is completely, you're at their mercy, basically. You have to trust them. It's a trust factor, and you are in a submissive position. Right, Jenna? Does that make sense? And Frank, what do you think?
Yeah? Well, it does make sense, but there's also a degree where being submissive, I mean, that's, yeah. Hello?
Jenna, are you still there? Your phone's breaking up. She's gone again. Okay, so we had a question.
She didn't like my answer.
We had a question asking, is it good for your skin and hair? And yes, Jenna did say it was good for your skin and hair. It's like biotin. So that's what she said.
Yeah. And protein. I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Get it, baby.
Lots of protein.
BJ, shut up. And if y'all have any questions, like if we can't get to your question tonight, go to our Facebook page, No Conduct Radio, or our Twitter at No Conduct Radio, and you'll see Jenna's information on there. You can just ask her your question yourself, or if you're in her area, you could actually reach out to her to get a class set up, whether it's a guy sending his girl or a girl wanted to go just to get better for herself. You can go ahead and reach out to Jenna and get a class set up for yourself. So go to our Facebook page, No Conduct Radio, or Twitter at No Conduct Radio, and you'll see Jenna's information at Heads Cocked.
Wow.
Jenna,
I guess we won't forget that title.
Jenna, we didn't get the ending of your answer to Shar.
Okay, so here we are. There's a lot more control that us women have than we realize. For instance, you're laying in bed watching TV with your guy, doing the whole normal PM routine, and lay over, come and cuddle a little bit, give us a little bit of a hand job, get things started. But you can start to go down and milk that pre-cum. Can I speak? Is it okay to speak freely?
It's No Conduct Radio, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let it flow, Jenna. Let it flow. No pun intended. Let it flow.
Let it flow. Yes. So you work that, and I can actually feel when he starts to constrict harder, and he's about there, and I'll slow it down a little bit, and he's like, oh, no, you didn't.
Jenna, you're just a bit far, and I can barely hear you. Can you move closer?
Yeah, it's echoey right now, a little echoey.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So you can actually control your
television, where we were left off. You're watching television, you're in bed, and...
Yeah, so TV, doing your whole PM routine. It's easy for you to be able to just kind of lean over, do the cuddling, give him a little bit of a hand job, get it started, and milk that pre-cum.
And you are in control. You're totally right. I think I had a flashback.
A little bit, getting harder, getting close. And then you back down, you slow it down a little bit.
And you're totally in control in that way.
When he comes, to the extent that he comes, by simply just owning that moment.
So is it true that the head is more sensitive than the rest?
I'm sorry, you were broken up. Say that one more time.
Is it true that the head is more sensitive than the shaft?
Absolutely. But you can't focus on that because that can be problematic in and of itself. You
In
need
what way?
stimulation from you need stimulation from top to bottom.
It's not irritating.
Here,
Irritating.
let's give a male perspective here. Here you go.
Well, no, well, I absolutely agree. I mean, granted, the head of a guy's penis is absolutely the most sensitive part. There's no disputing that. And directly under the head of the penis, you get the frenulum there. That's a very popular part as well. But if a girl just stuck to putting her mouth on the head of the penis, that's not a blowjob. I mean, you have to incorporate the entire shaft of the penis. I mean, and Jenna goes into this in a lot of detail in her course. I don't want to give away the entire thing here, but I mean, she goes into the fact that you have to create all sorts of different sensations all the time. So it's not just focusing right here on one spot. I mean, just like if somebody just taps you on your hand or scratches you on the back of the hand over and over and over, if you had an itch there, fine. Then it feels good after that itch is gone. But if you just keep doing it for 10 minutes at that one spot, it's going to feel awful very quickly.
Right.
The same way with giving a blowjob. You have to alternate the sensations. You have to alternate the placement. And you got to make sure the entire male genitalia, from the testicles all the way to the head of the penis, has gotten some attention at some part. And just because this one area is sensitive doesn't mean that's where you should stay the whole time.
Yeah, it's all one package. Yeah.
So Jenna and Greg, can I stand corrected on something? And I thank you for that analysis.
Frank.
Okay, well, when I said that it's giving head, you're totally submissive. Okay, I had a flashback if I'm on my knees if I'm on my knees tied up, then I would be in the submissive position. But you're absolutely right.
Correct.
Women have more control than they realize. So
absolutely.
It's not always that factor.
Right. Yeah. So
right.
for those
when we initiated, especially. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's women out there that don't have a submissive bone in their body, and I don't want them to think that this isn't for them.
Right.
So yeah, because giving head, that's for everybody, whether they realize it or not, and it's very empowering, whether you're submissive or dominant or just the next door neighbor's wife, just whoever you are or whatever your lifestyle is. A good blowjob is a good blowjob. So,
do you mean if they're doing the next door neighbor's wife? Is that what you mean? If they're doing the next door neighbor's I'm kidding.
I didn't miss that.
I'm
okay,
kidding.
Logic, I have a question that just came in for you.
If you're just a married girl next door,
okay.
So, it doesn't matter whether if you find yourself a dominant personality or just your everyday girl next door. So, yeah.
Right.
Okay. Logic, I have a question that just came in for you, and then I have a question for Frank. So, Logic, the question is, what if I look extremely good? Would I still have to give you head?
Of course. Doesn't matter how good you look.
Logic, you better not be taking any girls that just look good.
Logic is fine for some women. Are you kidding?
Logic is pretty okay in that department. So he doesn't have to.
It doesn't matter how good you look. I still need that.
Absolutely.
I wonder if the woman was ugly. I wonder if the woman was ugly that asked that question. I'm just curious. Why would somebody say something like that? No one can look too good for someone else.
He said, what if I look extremely good? So I'm guessing she looks good, or she thinks she looks good, or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, Frank. So this is a question that came in earlier. My girl only sucks with condoms. How do I get her to stop doing that?
Oh, that's
a good question.
That's a really good question. And wow, she only sucks. I would ask as a male, why is it you'd only suck with a condom? Are you concerned for health reasons? In which case, it would seem to imply that you don't know enough about your partner. That would be the first way I would want to approach the conversation is there's something there that you want to put a barrier between yourself and me. And if it was about pregnancy, I could understand that, but you can't get pregnant giving head. And so it has to be something else. Either it's taste or it's fear of the end of the blowjob, and when the guy comes, you don't want the cum to go in your mouth, which that's a very common thing for a lot of girls when they first get into giving head is the apprehension towards someone ejaculating into their mouth, and so the condom takes care of that. It catches everything for them. So I would start there. Find out the reason behind why first, instead of just assuming that she's just obstinate or just being difficult. because perhaps it's something you could overcome. I mean, Jenna's got great recipes, for smoothies that guys can have in the morning that can help, change the flavor of their semen. She's got, as we've already talked about, the lube that can handle the outside taste. Now, if it's a health concern, then that's a legitimate concern. I mean, there's not really any way around that. The guy's just got to be considerate that, hey, if you've got a diseased penis, that there's somebody willing to still put it in their mouth as long as you do this one thing.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Well,
Jenna, so I have two questions for you. One question actually comes from me to Frank. But before I go into that question, Jenna, do you want to give your contact information?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's headscock.com, or you can email me at jenna@headscock.com.
Make sure it's plural. Make sure,
oh,
yeah, not head cocked, but heads plural.
Yeah, heads cocked, yeah.
Oh, with an S. I would have never realized that. So, but are your consultations? Okay, are your consultations for both of you? Are they just by phone, or is it? Do you have an actual physical practice somewhere in the USA, in the world here, somewhere out there in a faraway land? I don't know.
Yeah, we chose this location. Well, Jenna chose this location. I just sort of got to move everything. We were based on the East Coast, but Jenna was getting so many requests from people from LA to Vegas and San Francisco.
Oh.
It's a huge mecca out here for people that are very open with their sexuality and into trying new things. A lot of people vacation in LA, vacation in Las Vegas, and there's bachelorette parties all the time in Vegas that she does all the time. And so it became a thing where it made more sense to be here than on the East Coast. So yeah, we're based out of Monterey, which is just a few hours north of LA, a few hours north.
Oh, California.
Right, out in Monterey, California. Yeah, just a few hours northwest of Vegas and about 90 minutes south of San Fran.
Right. Okay,
cool,
great.
Right in the middle. Cool. So my question to Frank, Logic, and BJ. So does it? And this is based on what we were talking about before. Does it feel worse with condoms on, or does it feel about the same?
There's no feeling.
It's always you've got a massage, I'm assuming. Just imagine someone's giving you a massage with boxing gloves on. I mean,
oh my God.
It still feels all right, but that skin on skin contact is going to feel 1,000 times better.
No, I've never had it with a condom. So I don't know.
Logic, of course, because
your woman just go for it.
Well, he goes to the grocery store. They throw their underwear at him.
You know what's funny? I like how you ask me a question and I answer it, and you get angry at my answer. I don't know. I have no friends.
That's not who I was talking to. Logic. I'm sorry.
Oh God!
No,
like I just came out of
nowhere.
Look, you have women on the radio.
Logic?
You have women on the radio who's never seen you before asking you, "Do I have to suck your dick?" So look, I forgot it was Logic.
But no, where's the logic? But let me ask Logic, what's the logic in that, Logic? What if they have a disease in their mouth? Why would you not, some women, kind of shake your head like you just never know? Women don't look like they have
hold on. Char, you're talking to Logic here. Do you think he's an idiot?
But you can't look at someone and tell. You cannot look at someone and tell all the time. If they contain
Char,
a
hold on. Let me make this very simple. Char, I don't get intimate with anybody unless I'm sure about who they are and where they're coming from and what's going on. I don't care what it is, even kissing. I don't just run around and do that. Meet a girl, and then next thing you know, I'm tonguing her down the parking lot. I don't know this chick. It could be a setup. She could be taking me around the corner to get robbed. I don't know. Hey, listen, you're cool.
So wait a minute.
We'll talk. We'll get to know each other over time. I don't. Come on.
Logic.
Okay, that's
come on now. Guy to guy logic. If a girl on the first date, she's hot, you're getting along, you're having a great time, the drinks are flowing, you're laughing, things are going really, really well, and she is hot, and she says, you know what, Logic? Normally I go pretty slow with a guy, but I feel a connection with you. I think I'd like to take you home tonight. You're telling me that this smoking hot girl that you've had a great time with tonight, you're gonna treat her like a gun permit and wait 5 days until the test results come back?
I mean, listen. What she's showing me with that one is that she's a fast ass. So why would I want some girl that is just
she could be your soulmate. She could just recognize.
No,
that you're the man
a
for her.
soulmate based on what? She's just laughing and had a great meal with me. All of a sudden, she wants to take me back and bang me that night. I'm not the first.
So you're saying that you're not a good enough guy. You're not the type of man that a woman could instantly fall in love with and want to commit herself to after the first night.
Possible, but I'm not the type of guy to fall in love with a girl in one night. So it doesn't matter what she feels.
All right. I was just saying.
Listen, I'm being honest. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit it. Like, it doesn't matter how hot she is. Hot chicks are not, I'm not impressed by it. I mean, I've seen a lot of hot chicks. I've been with a lot of hot. It doesn't matter. You know, it matters on what kind of person you are. So if she has a habit of banging hot guys in one night, that's not a girl that I want to bang. I don't want to be another dude on the list or she another notch on it. Like, no, it's a waste of time. You're a slut. Take it easy.
Oh, okay. So I guess the lesson to take away is that all the girls
Frank
with
is
great
like,
personalities but no looks need to go to Logic.
What's that?
Wow.
Right.
What did he say?
He said the lesson to take away is all the girls with great personalities but no looks need to go to Logic.
Well, I mean, if he feels that the only the way that you can be hot is if you're a whore, then I'm sorry, that's the first option that he's had all his life.
Yeah. Now you pointed out that looks don't impress you. That the looks do nothing for you. That wasn't your thing. You were more interested in the personality. So I was just trying to make some fun at your expense, brother.
Listen, look. I mean, there's guys out there that really they live for it. Personally, when it comes to either getting coochie or, you know, getting sucked off of it. Like, I've never been one that has been easily wrangled that way. Now, that being said, I don't mess with ugly girls. I don't lower my standards for, you know, I just don't lower my standards. And when it comes to, if I'm gonna consider you for an option, I don't want a girl that has I don't know how many dudes in her wake. Like if you bang 40 or 50, I don't want to talk to you. You know how many dudes you have like residue in your mouth and I'm gonna kiss you? No, I'm good. So I'm very selective. If a woman has high standards, which means she won't mess with any kind of guy. Wait a minute, let me finish. If a girl has high standards and she won't mess with just any guy because of a nice conversation or a great dinner and they've laughed and joked and now she just wants to bang them, if she has high standards, then she's less likely just smash any other guy that comes along when you're in a relationship because there's a high standard that she sets for herself. When you have a girl that will bang anybody, that's just interesting.
But we're not talking about banging. We're talking about giving head. And giving head doesn't make you a whore.
Well, if my girl is running around giving head to all kind of guys, that's a whore to me. So, you know, you're kind of missing me on that.
Well, yeah, that'd be between you and your girl. That's a whole different scenario here. But we're just talking about women who want to learn how to give good head.
If you knew a woman that just runs around and gives head to whoever, whenever, you don't consider that to be a whore?
But we're not talking about women that go out just to suck dick. We're talking about women who want to do this to one, either hone the art of sucking dick, or those who want to please their men. So, you know, those that go out and do it to be
okay. Well, I don't.
Wait, she came back. Yeah, that's different. That's different. So I think you're just misunderstanding Logic. She's just talking about. She's not talking about that somebody who goes out and does this like sucks dick to 50 guys. So that's not what she's saying. But our time is coming to a close.
I would defend those women, though. I mean, look at the guys that are look at these social apps like Tinder and all the different dating apps. What's the difference between a guy or a girl that goes on 100 dates a month? You know,
but see,
are those people
Frank,
whores?
You have to understand, Logic doesn't differentiate. If a guy does it, he calls them a whore too. So he doesn't differentiate.
Yeah, whore doesn't mean a girl. It's a behavior.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean that we're taking an overly Victorian look at, you know,
No.
concept.
Listen. See, this is what people do nowadays that irritates me. You know, if you are into loose culture where everybody is just mixing with everybody's bodily fluids and that's what you like to do, then that's cool. I don't judge you. I just get down in a different way. If I met a girl and she just told me that she went on 7 Tinder dates in the past 3 days, and then the last month she went on 27. That's not a girl I need to talk to, because apparently she's either lost or she just has a hunger for many different types of guys. I don't know what her deal is, but I don't want a girl that's out there like that. I want a girl that's actually looking.
Let me ask you this though, Logic. When you date a girl, you want a girl who's experienced, correct?
It doesn't matter to me if she's inexperienced or experienced. It's more about who she is.
Okay,
because
so
if she's inexperienced, I'll teach her. If she doesn't need any
you'll
teaching,
teach her
then
how to
it's
suck
just
dick?
I'll teach her what I like. See, you're trying to be funny, but I'm just
No,
like
that's what you said. I'm just clarifying.
I'll teach her what I like. I can tell her what to do.
Because you said earlier that a girl who doesn't suck dick is a deal breaker for you. So I'm trying to figure out which way to find right here.
Not knowing how to do it and not willing to do it is two different things.
All right.
What are you trying to trip me up on?
We only have 13 minutes left, and I just want to get these 2 questions out. We have a lot more questions, and I'm sorry I didn't get to all the questions, but we only have 13 minutes left, and this is turning into a whole different topic now.
Little bit.
All right.
Well, Jenna, he's not a stranger to force feeding. Remember, he's not a stranger. If it gets that serious, take it.
All right. So, do you recommend that the guy should shave or wax?
Oh, I wouldn't. Okay, waxing is preference for men. Most men won't go that route, but shaving is a big thing. Manscaping, you don't have to be bald, but you should be groomed. If you want to be inviting to your girl or a girl, be groomed. Take care. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Frank, which one, as a guy getting this done, which one do you suggest? Because I know waxing hurts. So which one do you suggest, waxing or shaving?
You know what? I think it's easier to maintain to do shaving as opposed to waxing. Waxing might give you a nicer look, like if you're going on vacation or something and you want to do something. But for me, I think it's, as a guy, you know, we grew up shaving our faces, and you know, it's just something that we're more accustomed to. So, you know, I can't see. I've never tried it other than just to, you know, say, okay, you know, I understand what the waxing process is now, but no, I think it's just a general maintenance thing now for guys. I mean, especially if you want to put your testicles in a woman's mouth, it's just good manners to make sure that they're clean, they're hair free, and you know, I don't know. I think we're past the stigma of it being associated with anything, you know, that they use odd titles like sexual, or, you know, any of these nouveau weird terms.
That plays both ways as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I was just, the question came about the guy, so that's why I was asking that. And apparently our listeners are feeling for you.
Me?
Apparently our listeners are feeling for you, Jenna and Frank, because you were getting the Logic treatment, so they were feeling for you.
It's all right. We got this.
Last question. You were getting serious with them. It was becoming a whole different show.
No, they were asking me about what. Oh, if you get a girl, I'm answering the question. What?
Okay, Logic. Okay, it's okay.
About it.
Logic.
Honestly, listen. To be honest with you, to really be honest with you, I already said that I think it's great that she's giving a class. I think it's great.
I think it's
that
amazing.
She's teaching people who don't know what they're doing and don't know how to, you know, properly do the technique to make the dudes happy. I think it's great that somebody's out there teaching them. I already said that. I don't understand what the.
No,
which my last question.
We're good.
Okay, which my last question actually segues into what Logic just said. Which I chose this question, listener, because this is an amazing question that I didn't even think of, and I'm the host of this show. So, the question for Jenna: how did you get into doing this?
Oh, okay. Wow. So I'll try and make this short for you because it's a pretty long story. I was actually 30 years old before I went down on a guy. Ever.
Wow.
In my life.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You're a late bloomer, lady. Late bloomer.
Yes, isn't that a jaw dropper? So, how do I shut that off? Okay, so yeah, I was 30 years old before I first got there. I had all these misconceptions of what it was or what I thought it would be like, and I just kind of postponed it and said this wasn't for me. But then I met Frank, and my whole world changed. I was just like, he was a lot like Logic in this regard, where Logic says, hey, if she doesn't go down, it's a deal breaker. Frank, he was actually a little more different. He was like, well, it's okay, I fell for her, so it's going to be all right. But then I realized just how sad he really was, those puppy eyes, and he didn't seem quite as fulfilled as maybe he would want to be. So I was like, I got to do this. I got to woman up. And I'm a perfectionist. So when I set my mind to it, I said, here's what's going to happen. I listened to podcasts. I did my research. I went to the library. I was downloading material. I bought books at, Barnes & Noble. I did my homework, and I just wanted to be good. And I said, hey, you know what? Every day he was coming home, I was like, lay here, tell me how this works. Was this better than last time? What do you think about this? I just experimented on him. So I came a long way in a short amount of time, but it was desire that really kind of drove that.
Well, I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. I mean, there's so much that you did in addition to what's out there, because there's porn out there, there's how-to videos, there's how-to books. I mean, all the stuff that you did to research. I mean, you're kind of selling yourself short with what you do currently, because the big difference in your class is that you bridge the gap between what's out there and what women still don't know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these books don't tell women that they can and should orgasm every time they're given head, and that it can be mutually enjoyable, beneficial, even more so for a woman than for a guy, and that there's this whole area that I don't want to go into all your class, you're the expert here on that, but yeah, the big difference for me as the guy was I had seen these books and these porns, and they didn't do a fraction of the teaching power that Jenna does in a single one of her classes.
Well, that's a high compliment. Thank you.
That's very interesting. I'm very interested. Like, Jenna, you really need to start, like, I guess the middle of 2018 or maybe 2019. You need to get this online, because people like me,
right?
I'm in PA, and I'm like really interested. I learned off of just testing out like ideas that came to my head and watching porn. So that's how I learned.
Yeah.
But if you're saying you go even beyond that, then yeah, I kind of want to take a class. So you need to get this
I
online.
definitely have to look into getting online. Absolutely. Got to keep it the times, right?
Yeah. The hard part is, if you type in blowjob into Google, you're going to get a ton of other things. And if you type in blowjob teacher, you're going to get a ton of different things that are not blowjob classes. So it's really hard to compete for SEO and Google space when you're having to compete with all that. Porn industry, it's hard to stand out.
Wow. I wouldn't even thought of that. I thought it would be very easy.
But but porn seems one-sided. Like, it's just really to please the guy, with the girl pretending or really believing that she's pleased. But you know what I mean? For the sake of the wow factor of the cameras and the moment and the entertainment. But it's really one-sided. Like, the guy gets off. Right, Jenna?
Right. That's absolutely right. I couldn't have said it better myself. Absolutely.
Well, Jenna,
I know. I just watched porn earlier today, so.
Oh, my God, Sean.
Right on.
I mean, I have a refresher course. I just had a refresher on the fact that it's just one-sided.
Okay.
I was bored. What can I say?
So,
read a book.
Well, I guess unless the woman is an ejaculator, it's hard to show.
Yeah.
Well, Jenna and Frank, thanks for joining us tonight. We had a ton of fun, and we had loads more questions. So for any questions we didn't get to tonight, be sure to reach out with Jenna at Headscocked. That's plural, headscocked.com. And Jenna, what's your email address again?
It's Jenna@headscocked.com.
And if you're in the LA or Las Vegas area and you want to get a class, which I suggest you should, whether you're a girl like Shar who thinks you can do it all or not.
Right.
Go ahead and reach out to Jenna with headscock.com. Jenna, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks a lot, Frank.
Thanks, Jenna and Frank.
Thanks so much,
It was
guys.
fun. Please come back.
Will do.
Definitely.
Bye.
Bye. No pun intended, everyone. I meant COME, okay? Before anybody says anything.
God, Shar, why? This was a fun show. You should see it. I'm sitting here going through like 3 different people are messaging me on Facebook. People are messaging on our phones. There's so many I didn't get to. Oh my God. But I'm
That was
happy
fun.
nobody called in, because if they had called in, they probably would have taken too long to ask their question. And we wouldn't even gotten to the amount of questions that we did go to or get to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Great surprise.
I'm excited. I'm like, she needs to get online because I want to see what she teaches. Because like I said, I'm self-taught. I really hope my mom isn't. I really hope my mom is not.
Really, especially tonight, right, Kai? Especially tonight. Mom, find that way for next time.
I should have just told my family that we are not live today. Don't even bother tuning in.
If we had been live, it would have been even better if you think about all the other people that would be chiming in. Oh, my God. Like instantaneously. What do you think,
Okay. Well, I just got a message. Somebody just asked, are we going to have a show about how to please your woman? Well, listener, I'm going to have to find an expert on that. The reason why we had this show is because I found Headscock, that expert, and asked her to join us on this show. So I would have to find somebody who does that. Yeah. Other than that, you're going to get tips from BJ and Logic. So, and of course, Shar. Since Shar can do everything, so Shar will probably just tell you what to do.
She said good luck. Yeah.
Of course she will. Of course she will.
So, BJ, were you taking notes?
No, nah, I need to take notes. No, I'm all right. I'm good.
Good God. So
BJ, you're like, I'm good.
Granola and pineapple this whole time, then?
I eat food all the time, so I eat fruit, pineapple all the time, so I ain't got a problem.
Oh, good God. Shut up, BJ. Like, my shit tastes good.
I ain't got no complaints. I'm good.
So, so Logic, I'm going to ask you, have you had, and we're just going to say this real quick because we only have 2 minutes left. Have you had a girl swallow and BJ? Have you had that?
They swallow all the time. They ain't no choice.
Oh, God, BJ.
They ain't spit me out.
BJ was married. Why was she not? He was married. That's totally different. That's a totally different.
Don't do that. Logic.
Hold on. What? It's after the fact, too. It's before the marriage, after the marriage. Girls now. Yeah, it is what it is.
So, Logic, you had that?
Yeah, I had it before.
Does it make it better? The whole thing better? Or?
Yeah, definitely.
What's so bad about like the girl holding in her mouth, you finish, whatever? It's the same thing.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, because if it's just held there, then there comes a point where she has to stop and you do what she got to do. Whereas if you have a swallower, then she continues to go until
continue to go. Yep.
You take a nap.
All right.
You would think there'd be an emotional and visual satisfaction that comes from that guy. I mean, that the guy's feeling, of course, not just the fact of it was convenient. She swallowed it. Okay, it's convenient. No, it's got to be an emotional and visual stimulation at the same time for the man. I'm sure there is.
That's the one thing I haven't done. I tried it before, but my throat muscles just wouldn't work to get it down. I couldn't. I think it was a mental block. I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. Anyways,
it's an emotional factor. I just said an emotional factor and visual factor, even for women when they can't do it. It's the same thing, except it's on the opposite end of that.
All right, so we only have about 30 seconds left. So I'm actually going to post some links based on the things that Jenna talked about tonight. I'm going to post that on our website tomorrow. So go to www.noconduct.com and you can see some information that she was discussing. Also, if you go to our website, you'll find Jenna's banner heads cocked on there. So www.noconduct.com. And next week, we're back here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to be back to answering your relationship questions because we didn't get to any of the questions today. So we'll answer your relationship questions next week. And if you have any questions for BJ and Logic, not trying to get with Logic, but if you actually have questions for BJ and Logic about what we discussed last night, we'll be talking about that next week, Eastern time, right here on No Conduct Radio. Thanks for joining us. Peace out, everyone.
Keep it wrapped up this week, guys. We don't need any diseases. God bless. Peace out from Las Vegas, the city of Las Vegas. Goodbye now.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
The porn